another episode on my adventures in Columbia University. So far I spoke about my term two, but on a brief notice. Um, this episode or this short clip, this video, I'll be discussing more in depth about my internship, how I got it, and what I do. But I won't go into the specifics as it could be maybe I don't think I read a contract, whereas would be like any infringement on our work stream and procedures. But like, I would still like to toe along the lines of not showing you guys any particular data sets, any of those uh, vital information, obviously. Well, for obvious reasons, because we do competitive data analysis. So on different schools like New York University, Howard University, oh, not even Howard, Columbia University, sorry, New York University, um, Cornell, Northwestern, Chicago, Booth. So, what else we do it on some of the CUNY schools. Like I said, I won't go into too depth of it, but basically, my college is Columbia University. That's where I study, and that's where I am working at for this summer. I'm doing an internship at the School of Professional Studies, and that basically, and I'm working in the marketing department. So I'm working with the CRM director, and I'm doing analytics for the department. And what that entails is basically me looking at all of the programs that SBS runs, and not just SBS. We take on all the different all the different programs from different schools, predominantly SBS for sure, but we also take on the different programs from like the undergrad school at Columbia University, and we take in leads from their prospects and potential students, admits, etc. So what I'm doing is a lot of different things. So it's not like a one work stream. It's different projects I'm being pulled into, and I like it. At first, I was just trying to get a balance on it, but I like it in the sense that I'm able to just be ad hoc and see how I can apply my different skill set that I've learned throughout my academic journey so far. So if you guys don't know, I'm studying applied analytics, getting my master's in applied analytics. And what that entails is basically machine modeling, machine learning. So creating models based off machine learning, creating artificial intelligence, AI models, and all around different courses, different I forgot what you call those courses, but courses that basically is along the lines of analytics. So analytics, data science, etc. And I was taking a course, my capstone course, this semester, but I dropped it due to funding, and it was along the lines of predictive analytics. So we was working with one company. I won't name the name because I signed the NDA, but it's a big tennis and clothing supplier. So we were gonna basically create a forecast for a predictive model for their supply chain, forecasting inventory for the different regions. So I think mostly it was on the Northeast. So that entailed, North America, that entailed Canada and the US, and I believe they had some for EMEA or LATAM. But we were focusing on the North America region. And it was going well. Like I said, I wanted to really do it, but I couldn't due to funding. But looking back, I think it would have been a great experience, and I'm looking forward to the fall semester to take to maybe possibly do something like that again, or maybe get another good company that might be doing something along the similar lines, or maybe something new. But right now, where I'm working, like as mentioned prior, is SBS doing marketing analytics, and now I will be working at a startup called Common Closet. I also won't say too much about Common Closet just because it's also an NDA that I had to sign and a CIIA. So if you guys don't know what a CIIA is, don't worry. It basically is just a contract stating that the work that you do, all the deliverables that you do at a company, you will basically hand it over to the company. So that's what it's all about. And basically, it's just like a form to basically keep it confidential, like a confidential information and invention assignment agreement. So it will just be whatever you created, the company keeps. So any work stream, any procedure and processes that I create there, they're keeping it. So I had to sign that and a non-disclosure and confidentiality agreement, NDA, and I have not started on it yet. I spoke with the founders on Monday, and we'll begin tomorrow doing work for them, doing marketing, and basically being a growth marketer. So putting into place the system and the processes to help their grow their user base really, and to increase their social media presence through organic reach really. So content development, content building. So post into their TikTok, post into Instagram or whatever platform they want to be on, but also testing the waters and seeing what works, seeing what platform works for them and what they're trying to sell, or which is a platform for vintage clothing rental. That's what Common Closet is. It's a vintage clothing rental platform. You can buy vintage clothing there and you can rent them, and it basically has other intended features that it want, but is rolling out as that. So you can think of it as Grailed, if you know what Grail is, Depop, ThreadUp, or the Real, but more so on the rental side and just more so on vintage in a way. So yeah, I spoke with the founders. They seem very good. They came from consulting backgrounds. One is an engineer and the other is more a consultant, business oriented. So I met them, or I got into contact with one of the founders from the Columbia Build Lab. And the Columbia Build Lab is just basically from the business school, Columbia Business School, where they have an accelerator where they're pairing business founders with engineers for the summer to be basically the engineers at the School of Engineering and Science. They will get credit for academic credit, but it's non-pay. So it's like pro bono in a sense, but they're also getting academic credit. Long story short, I wasn't able to get into the program. I was interviewing for it. I had interviewed with another founder, but it's just because the founder that for Common Classic, he wants me to do marketing job. They already got like 2, 3 engineers. So they want to basically grow their company. So they want to grow the startup, at least reach 100 to 1,000 users to start interacting on the mobile app once it launch, and they're launching in beta. So just first version V1 and seeing how users interact, what they're looking for, and basically going back to the drawing board. They want me to really come in and, like I said, grow their social media presence, grow organically, and set into place different systems and processes that will basically uh, funnel them into the next stage of growth in marketing. So I think it's going to be a good experience. I think I'm used to. I did like a pro bono work before with Coley, and I helped them with some things when it came to like marketing and content development. So I'm excited to start on it. That's one of the other internship that I'm working on, and I believe that's gonna go well. I think I once I start tomorrow, I'm gonna start just with some documents to create for them to show them the different content style that I saw across the different social media platforms I use, which mostly I use honestly is TikTok, Reddit, and I may just download Facebook Marketplace just to see how users on there are selling used items, even though it may not be vintage clothing, but look it up and see how users are selling it, what are the posts or captions they're using to sell, how are users interacting with users who sell vintage clothes, and you know, possibly reach out to them themselves and see if they want to try out this new platform to either rent their vintage clothes or sell it. So it's going to be great. And I think um, it's going to give me great insight into how to run a startup, how to manage a small team. And, that's what I told Evan. So I told Evan I'd like to have that experience. So I think, nonetheless, even though I didn't get into the build lab accelerator, I think that still would be a good way to network, to grow my network, and to quite possibly maybe expand upon this and meet other engineers so I can use their talent to further my startup when I intend to build one, when I do build one. So, so far, like, I'm excited, like I said, for just where this is gonna take me. And I think I'm heading in the right direction. So I'm very fortunate to be here in this position that I'm in, and I think it's really gonna take off in a way, and maybe in a way that I may not expect, but definitely in a way that I think is gonna be really beneficial for me. So, um, yeah, like so I can show you one thing that I'm working on maybe for my internship at SBS. It won't be any like um, uh, privacy information that I'm sharing. So I think the most I'll share is just this URL. But let's see. So this is what I am building in Make. And if you guys don't know what Make is basically an automation platform, and it's where like basically it's this one, the vision, like it's a automation platform. Before it was AI and all this stuff, it was automation platform, and you basically connect different apps. So you can create scenarios, which is what I was creating with this first cell. This is me trying to integrate one of the CRM systems that we use, which is Slate from Technolutions. And if you can see here, like this URL is where we're trying to get data from. So one of the services we're going to use from this SFTP, which is Secure File Transfer Protocol, is basically like this like a SSH security encrypted file connection to basically get encrypted files and secure files. So Slate is basically a CRM for all of our leads, all our prospects, and we do email marketing campaigns from Slate. And this is where we basically get our data from. So through the forms, through our five forms, and through different email types like information session, deadlines, we get user data on clicks, on unique opens, unique clicks to see which user is going through that kind of funnel of their intent to enroll in at the school. So this is one block that I was trying to build, but I'm having issues. I already reached out to my basically the product owner for the Slate SFTP protocol, So I reached out to him, me and my coworker, and he had a different way with Airbyte, and I have one way with. I wanted to try out Make and see if it'll work because I used Make before with one of my friends, like bakery business or side hustle she had, and it worked. So I wanted to just see how I could connect all of this to connect all this on Make. So what will happen basically will be I'll like once this connection go through, it will connect me to our SFTP on Slate, grab all of the user data that comes from that, and which is from this like CSV file, which is the master MS, master program. So it's going to take all of that information. I can write a script in Python to extract it in a certain way. I'm going to then basically build out all of it in either we're going to basically create all of this large data set, take the large data, and then make a table in either BigQuery or Excel or both. But I'm gonna be creating different environments for it through Make. So like I could create a script that maybe in script I could take all that data, put it into a table, maybe a table in DuckDB, um, export that to BigQuery, keep the all of the information in the table in BigQuery as like a data lake to just store unstructured data. Take that data back and put it into Looker to create visuals and create those visuals for like our stakeholders for presentations for meetings to show this is what is converting so far in Q3 of 2026 or what has potential to convert which with predictive machine learning and basically give those type of insights to our admission team and just a way for us to this whole concept of like what we're doing this framework is basically to store data really like because we have a lot of it so it's mostly that but we can basically create small reports and basically keep the storage low so that way we're not going overboard on storage in certain databases that we have currently so most of our database it's not in one really. It's in just Google Sheets. So that because that's where Slate exports to mostly. So my manager, the director, he wants to basically make this a easier way for us to maybe store in BigQuery all of the excess data. So that way we can review whenever needed on a smaller data set like basis or perspective. So it's gonna be exciting, and I think I'm gonna try it more tomorrow. Tomorrow I don't work, but sometimes I still work, even though when I don't need to, and see where it goes. But yeah, that's the update, full update really on this, and more updates to come with my internship and um, with my two internships at SPS and at Common Closet. But right now, this is what I'm doing currently so far, and still rocking and rolling. And I hope to see you in the next episode. Tune in. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button as I grow out this channel. This is only 4 videos so far that I have on my main channel. And I mean, I can't give you a timeline, but I'm hoping by next year I can have 1,000 subscribers, 100 subscribers, 10 subscribers. I'm going down, but I should go up. Maybe 10 subscribers first, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000,000, 2,000,000, 5,000,000. Like, I want to keep going and I do want to do this passively. So, and I'm definitely going to put more into it once I see more growth. So, thank you guys for tuning in and you guys have a great rest of your week, great rest of the day, depending on when you see this. So, see you on the next one. Peace.